So what you need to do is you're gonna run the back edge of the knife kind of right along that seam. So just kind of like 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, it's Carla. I'm here today in the Bon Appétit Test Kitchen with Padma Lakshmi.
Hi.
And we've got 20 minutes today to make very fancy scrambled eggs and freshly killed champagne.
Yum.
How are you feeling?
Well, now that I know there's champagne, I'm feeling a little better, but
Same. Our episode today looks a little bit different than normal because we're actually shooting in 180 VR.
So you'll get to see me mess up in 3D, I guess, right?
What could be better?
Or worse. We'll see, you'll see.
All right, you ready to cook?
Yes.
So on a count of 3, we're just gonna turn around and go for it.
Okay.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, I'm going for it. Where's the champagne?
Yeah, really. So directly in front of you, you should have a nice coldish bowl
Yes.
and a whisk. And over to the side of the bowl, there's a little container of heavy cream.
Yes.
So just pour that in here. The first thing we're gonna do is
All of it?
Yep, all of it. The first thing we're gonna do is make some whipped cream.
Okay, so this is a light recipe.
Very light on the hips and the whole thing.
So am I whisking?
Yeah, so just try, so I'm sure you have whipped cream, but try to get as much air as possible. And we're going for like a nice medium peak. Oh, I'm getting a good amount of cream on me already.
I'm just getting a lot of bubbles here.
Yeah.
I'm tilting the bowl. Is that okay? Or
Yeah,
is that
you should
worse?
see a lot of foaming and frothing, and that's what you want actually, because we're trying to get the fat molecules to wrap around all that air.
A lot of fat molecules are wrapping a lot.
Yeah, a lot of fat molecules are flying onto my apron, actually.
Oh, okay, so I can be a little messy.
Oh, yeah. So I think I've arrived.
I think they gave me a big whisk for the amount of...
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
Should I use the small whisk?
Whatever feels right.
Okay, it's getting thicker. I think the smaller whisk is helping.
The right equipment.
It's getting a little solid, like sour cream.
Great. So, yeah, I would say just 20 more whips, and I bet you're going to have a peak. So what you can do is kind of give it a couple stirs and collect some of that whipped cream in the tip of the whisk, and lift it up and kind of invert your whisk so it's straight up.
Yeah.
And if there's peaks that kind of slide back down the tines of the whisk, you're not quite there.
Nothing sliding.
Oh, really? Okay. And then you should have a little spoon in this metal container on your station. So take the teaspoon and just spoon it up. We need this to be a little bit firmer than normal because it's going to be next to a warm egg.
So what do you mean spoon it up?
So if you fill that teaspoon with a spoonful of whipped cream and see if it forms a peak that will, if you turn the spoon over, does it drop back down into the bowl or is it firm enough to kind of cling?
My cream is very firm.
Oh, good. Okay, then we're done. Cream's going off to the side.
Okay,
and you
cream
can just
off to the side.
Yeah, tap any whipped cream off of your whisk, but hang on to the spoon. We can put our whisk into the sink. And then just put
Can I lick my whisk?
Yeah, lick your whisk. Of course.
Okay,
That's the only sensible thing to do.
Okay,
yeah.
when do we get to the champagne?
Soon, a matter of minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're moving on to the fancy scrambled egg part of the recipe. So you've got 4 large eggs in front of you.
Yes.
And however you like to crack an egg, crack those 4 eggs into one of the glass bowls, and then you can put your shells in the other empty glass bowl.
Okay.
And I crack my egg against a flat surface. I learned this in cooking school probably, because if you hit the edge of the bowl, then it sometimes can shove broken egg back in. Whereas if you smack it on a flat surface, is that how you do it too?
I do it on the side of the bowl, but now I'm going to do it your way.
The only problem
go to cooking school, so.
The only problem with my way is that you inevitably get
shell?
egg white on the surface of the counter. But hey.
Yeah, I did that anyway, so. So now, do you want me to whisk?
No, now I want you to actually use the fork that should be on your counter.
Yes.
And the goal with these scrambled eggs, for these to be delicious and perfect, we have to whisk the egg, or fork the egg until it's completely homogenized.
Fork the egg?
Yeah.
You mean beat
just
it?
beat the egg with the fork. And the goal is like not to beat a tremendous amount of air into these eggs. Because No, I don't want them to be tough. But whisking them or using the fork to beat them.
Just to stir them.
Enough, yeah, but well enough so that the yolk and the white are completely homogenized. And then once you feel good about that, we're gonna season them.
Okay. With cayenne?
Yeah, so a pinch of cayenne or more, however you like your eggs. I like them, there's like a good amount of richness and fat in this recipe, so I like the heat from the cayenne. And then like a 3-finger pinch of salt.
Okay. I'm adding a lot of cayenne now.
Good. Because I get to eat yours. I like spicy.
They can be chili eggs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm doing 3 healthy pinches of salt?
Yeah, I did like 2 3-finger pinches. So whatever you think for 4 eggs. But 3 pinches sounds perfect to me.
Okay.
And then the next thing that's going to go in, and this is why this recipe is kind of cool, is there's 2 bowls of butter. Take the bowl of butter that has more butter.
Okay.
And add those 2 pieces of butter in that bowl to the cold eggs.
Okay.
Which is
like a tablespoon and a half.
Exactly.
Okay.
So these eggs instead of starting with foaming butter and then adding the eggs, you add the eggs and the butter cold into this cold pan. So if your butter's in there, just go ahead and pour everything right into your saucepan.
Okay.
And then we don't need this bowl again.
So I don't have to mash the butter?
No, the butter's gonna melt as the egg comes up to temperature. It's kind of a magical thing. So the key with this, it's kind of like making risotto or stirring polenta. We need to be whisking the entire time.
Okay. When do we get to the champagne?
Do you feel like yours is thickening at all? I see a couple of tiny curds in the bottom.
Yeah, I do. I see that too.
And I'm gonna lift mine up because I've got egg coagulating in the corners. And I don't want that. I want them all the same.
Who knew eggs could be so complicated?
The key with these eggs is patience, but at the same time, there's this like, you have to whisk quickly. It's a little bit like making aioli.
Okay.
And so you said you're seeing a lot of curds forming?
Yeah, now it's curdy.
And is it getting to the point where, are they still tiny and broken up?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And I'm getting a lot of curds too.
And you want them tiny. Now it's like, I think they're done.
Okay, pull them off. If you think you're done, I'm not done.
Because I think you want it a little wet, right?
Yeah, exactly. So pull yours off and take that last bit of butter. I'm right behind you.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
And put it in.
And add the butter and then keep whisking to get that butter to melt.
Okay. Okay. I'm turning the stove off.
Same. So noisy. All right, I'm adding my butter as well.
Okay.
That second pat of butter.
Okay.
And whisking.
I'm whisking.
Now, really quickly, because the eggs are going to lose temperature.
Yes.
Take your tray that has the 2 egg cups.
Okay.
And there's a white truffle on there as well.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is spoon the egg into the shell. And just being really careful as you do this to not get any egg onto the outside of the shell.
Too late, but okay.
But we're filling it up to the top.
Okay.
Like a muffin tin. All right, whipped cream time.
Okay.
So now you're gonna spoon up a little bit of whipped cream. Okay. And then we're making like a beautiful dollop. And it seems like crazy to put the whipped cream because there's already butter and the rich egg, but actually it was very worth doing. Highly recommend. Okay, so now we got to dial in our little truffle slicer, which is like a fancy mandolin with a serrated edge.
Okay.
And I want super thin slices, so I'm going to do a few right onto the parchment first. So take a few shaves, Padma, just to make sure that it's at the right thickness. These smell, so I looked up a description earlier.
Do you want it grated or do you want it?
I want them shaved into thin slices.
Okay, that's
so you might have to go a little thicker if it's breaking apart.
Shit.
Are they, is it breaking apart on you?
Yeah, now I got it.
All right, I'm just gonna go right onto my egg. They're falling.
You just want one? Or?
Hither and thither. No, a few slices. Okay. These are fancy scrambled eggs. I mean, my God.
All right, I'll be fancy. Hold on.
Okay, it's time to kill champagne. Do you feel good about your slices?
I have 3 slices.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, great. So just move that to the side for a second, but we got to
My
be quick
cream is
because I don't want them
melting.
to get cold.
My
And
cream is like dribbling.
my cream is dribbling as well.
Okay, good.
I think it's going to add to the effect.
So you want me to just open the champagne?
Yeah, so here, we're not just going to open the champagne, we're going to saber the champagne.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
Okay.
So we want to take off the foil and the cage, but carefully.
Okay.
Okay, so take your cage off, but leave the cork in.
Got it.
And then I want you to use this towel to hold the bottle.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And you're gonna hold it kind of on an angle away from your body, right?
Yes.
But,
yeah.
and then there's a chef's knife.
Yep.
Very important. You're gonna use the dull side of the knife, not the sharp side.
Okay.
Okay, so the other thing we need to do, you know what? Take your foil all the way off because we need to find the seam in the bottle.
The seam in the bottle.
The glass seam. There's a very fine, and it's probably coming straight through that front of the label, where the one on top that says Brut. You should be able to find a really fine seam where the glass kind of sealed together.
I don't have my glasses on. Oh my God.
Okay.
Is it a vertical seam or
It's
is
a
it
vertical seam. It's running like
Okay,
straight.
I can feel it.
Okay, you can feel it, and it's fine. So what you need to do is you're gonna run the back edge of the knife kind of right along that seam. And you wanna hit the underside of the lip on like a 45-degree angle. So you're not, you're kind of shaving up and hitting it on an angle.
So there are two lips. Which lip?
The most under,
The lowest
the thickest one.
Okay.
Yeah. So you want to run the back of the blade back and forth just a couple times to get a feel.
Up and down,
Yeah,
right?
up and down from the base, you
To
know,
the-
as though you were going from the base of the bottle to the cork.
Okay.
And you want to hit forcefully, but you're not trying to hack it in half. It's more important to imagine that the blade is moving past the edge. Okay, so just kind of like 1, 2, 3.
Shit. I did it. I kind of wet my eggs, but I'm gonna save them.
That's okay. I got champagne in my hair.
Oh really? Well,
Yeah,
now
I
I
smell
need to
amazing all day.
drink some now.
And-
After that, almost gave me a heart attack. I was so afraid I was gonna
But
cut
the
myself.
way that it breaks is just so perfect. Now we got champagne. Was it worth it?
Yes.
Okay. We're done. So pick up your egg that you think is the most beautiful. Mine has whipped cream all over the shell.
Okay, hold on. I have to pour some
Okay.
champagne.
I'm gonna Needed
Okay.
that. Ready?
Yeah. 1,
And-
2, 3. Ta-da!
Ah, chin chin.
Chin chin.
That looks beautiful. Oh, I
Thank
like the
you.
extra garnish.
Well, you
of
said
the
you liked it spicy.
cayenne. And now I know what's in there.
There's
Ta-da.
yours.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that mine has whipped cream leakage.
That's okay. That's okay.
To
Maybe
Le
you
Monde.
meant to do it.
Yeah, I did. Also, yes, this looks very beautiful.
Okay, I'm going in.
I feel like I can't avoid it. I feel like the truffle is like a nacho. You know? Would you come back and make Indian food with us sometime?
I would love to do
We
that.
would love to have you.
I'll make Indian food. I'll make tacos.
Cheers.
Bon appetit.